Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate your invitation for all of us to convene here to talk about the most important thing going on in the education industry within our education and science ecosystem. So I really appreciate the invitation for me to be here and also for all of us to convene to talk about uh, the challenges of public education. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed educators and honored guests, today we convene to address the multifaceted challenges confronting public education in the United States. Our public schools are foundational to our democracy, nurturing informed citizens and fostering societal progress. Today, we gather to confront a pressing issue that lies at the heart of our nation's future, the challenges facing public education in the United States. Our public schools are the bedrock of our democracy. I hope you would believe that. The crucibles where young minds are shaped and the engines driving our collective progress. Yet they stand at a crossroads. And what are these crossroads? There are multifaceted challenges that demand our immediate attention and concerted actions. They also face significant hurdles that require our immediate attention and collective action. The first one that I want us to discuss here is school and education funding. One of the most glaring issues is the inequitable funding of our public schools. In the United States, approximately 45% of educational funding comes from local sources, primarily property taxes. This system inherently favors affluent communities, leading to significant disparities across low-income communities. For example, 23 states allocate more funding to the wealthiest districts, with the state of Pennsylvania providing 33% less to high poverty districts. Such disparities result in inadequate resources for schools in low income areas, impacting everything from infrastructure to educational materials. Equitable funding is paramount for the success of public education. For example, in the state of Connecticut, for instance, the U.S. Department of Education allocated approximately $394.5 million in the year of 2024, supporting programs such as special education grants, which also amounted to 170.1 million, and Title I grants for low-income districts, which amounted to $156.7 million. However, proposal to dismantle the Department of Education threatened the continuity of such essential funding, potentially disrupting services vital to student success. Another example is in the state of Texas, the Northside Independent School District, which faces a $70 million budget shortfall deficit, prompting measures like hiring freezes and spending cuts. Superintendent John Kraft emphasizes that adequate public school funding is crucial to sustaining the American dream, advocating for funding formulas based on enrollment rather than attendance to ensure equitable resources and distribution. Now, let us go into school safety. Ensuring the safety of our students is a fundamental responsibility. The Gun-Free School Act of 1994 and subsequent initiatives have aimed to create secure learning environments. Despite these efforts, incidents of school violence persist, necessitating ongoing evaluation and enhancement of school safety protocols to protect our students and staff. The safety of our student is paramount. However, recent policy changes have heightened fears among immigrant communities. The rollback of the Department of Homeland Security memo protecting sensitive locations like schools from immigration enforcement has led to increased anxiety and absenteeism among students. Educators report that students are fearful of attending school due to potential immigration and customs enforcement, which is the ICE raids, underscoring the need for clear guidance, and support to ensure a safe learning environment. Now, let's go into chronic absenteeism. Chronic absenteeism undermines the educational outcomes and exacerbates achievement gaps. In New York City alone, nearly 35% of public school students, approximately in the amount of 300,000 children, were chronically absent in the academic year 2023 to 2024. This surge in absenteeism correlates with declining academic performance, highlighting the urgency for interventions that re-engage students and address the root causes of absenteeism. Immigration and undocumented students enrich our educational landscape, but often face unique challenges, including legal uncertainties and limited access to resources. Policies that provide and support the pathways to citizenships are essential to integrating these students fully into our education system, ensuring they can contribute meaningfully to our society. Immigrant and undocumented students face unique challenges that impact their educational experiences. The threat of immigration enforcement in schools has created an atmosphere of fear, leading to decreased attendance and participation. Educators are doing their best and striving to support these students by providing know your rights, training, and fostering inclusive environments. Yet the uncertainty continues to hinder the academic progress. Public pressure from state and federal lawmakers. Recent policy shifts have placed additional strain on public education. The current administration's proposal to dismantle the U.S. Department of Education threatens to eliminate critical funding for programs such as Title I grants and special education services. In the state of Connecticut alone, for example, the Department of Education provided approximately $394.5 million in funding supporting various schools programs essential to student success. The potential loss of these funds could have devastating effects on schools nationwide. Emerging new technologies. The rapid integration of technology in education presents both opportunities and challenges. The COVID-19 pandemic accelerated the adoption of virtual learning, revealing disparities in access in digital tools. Approximately 25% of students or children lacked full access to digital technology at home, disproportionately affecting students from low-income families in rural areas or suburban rural areas. Addressing this digital divide is crucial to ensuring all students benefit from technological advancement in education. While digital tools can enhance learning, they also create existing inequities, such as the homework gap, which refers to the difficulty students experience completing homework when they lack internet access at home. According to a Pew Research Center analysis, approximately 5 million households with school-age children in the United States lack access to high-speed internet service, disproportionately affecting low-income and minoritized households. Addressing this gap is crucial to ensure all students can benefit from technological advances in education. School vouchers and privatization. The debate over school vouchers and privatization reflects broader discussions about educational equity and choice. In the state of Texas, for example, proposals for education savings account aim to empower parents to choose suitable educational settings for their children. However, concerns persist about the impact on public school funding and the potential exacerbation of iniquities or inequalities, particularly for special education students who may not have equitable access to private institutions. Now, the debate about school vouchers and privatization really is about school vouchers of education, which continues to intensify in the state of Texas. Proposals to introduce private school vouchers have raised concerns about their impact on the state's 780,000 special education students. Critics argued that vouchers may lead to selective admissions in private schools, leaving special needs students in an underfunded public system. The potential shift could lead to existing iniquities and undermine the potential or the foundational principles of public education funding. Conversely, in the state of Kentucky, voters rejected a proposed amendment to use public funds for private and charter schools, reflecting a commitment to strengthening public education and addressing concerns about resource diversion. Local and state education policy. Education policy in the United States is primarily undermined or determined at the state and local levels, leading to variations in educational quality and resource allocation. The potential dismantling of the Department of Education raises questions about the future administration of essential funds and programs, underscoring the need for thoughtful policy decisions that prioritize students' outcomes. Now, local and state policymakers play a pivotal role in shaping educational outcomes. In the state of Connecticut alone, for example, educators rallied at the state capitol to protest potential cuts to public education funding, which sparked by concerns over the U.S. Department of Education possible dismantling. The Connecticut Education Association demonstrated or highlighted the critical need for sustained support from local and state lawmakers to ensure the efficacy of public education remain intact. Now let's discuss the teacher shortages and compensation. Our educators are the pillars of our educational system without a doubt or question. Yet they face numerous challenges. The average base salary for public education school teachers in 2020, in the academic year 2020 to 2021, was $61,600, with significant variations across states and specific cities and areas. For example, teachers in New York earned an average of $90,222, while other teachers or while their counterparts in the state of Mississippi earned an average of $46,862. This disparity leads to the fact that teachers earn lower weekly wages compared to similarly educated professionals. A phenomenon known as the pay penalty has led to increased teacher turnover between the academic year of 2021 and 2022, which was during the COVID-19 pandemic, and the academic year of 2023 to 2024 school years. Teacher turnover rates in 8 states range from 14% to 16% approximately, which is 2% higher than the pre-pandemic levels. Thank you.